Let's start with a simple thought experiment. So, what do all the businesses on the left-hand side of this chart have in common? And of course, we have, financial services, we have asset managers, we have tech platforms, we have a retailer, and I might add that all of these happen to be stocks in Montaka's portfolio today. Well, in our view, they all exhibit flywheels. So, what are flywheels? So, flywheels are, self-reinforcing dynamics where economics of the company are shared with the customers to form kind of like a symbiotic relationship where the customer does better when the company does better, and vice versa. So, in our views, flywheels strengthen competitive advantages over time. Um, and then the question is, well, why does this even matter? Why is this important for investors? Well, I think, history shows that equity markets routinely underestimate the value of businesses that can reliably grow over extended periods of time. So, for these sorts of scenarios, as growth persists for longer than expected, you tend to get like really outsized stock price appreciation as the market upgrades its forward-looking growth expectations over time. So you get like this cycle of underestimation to surprise to upgrade, and this keeps repeating itself over and over again over many years, or even many decades in some instances. Um, so for us, reliable growth over long periods of time is both extremely valuable and often underestimated by the markets, and that's why we think it's important. But of course, growing reliably over very long time horizons is really hard and really unusual. So, we acknowledge that the overwhelming majority of businesses will never do it, but only truly advantaged businesses in very large and or growing addressable markets have a chance of achieving this valuable feat. And so we believe flywheels are an essential ingredient to this success, and you'll see why that's important context for Floor and Decor as we step through. So, with all of that said, that's a little bit of context, a little bit of a backdrop to set the scene for what we're going to discuss today. But now let's jump into Floor and Decor. So this is a US-based big box specialty retailer of hard surface flooring. Quick introduction here. So the ticker is FND, listed in the US. The market cap is a little over 8 billion. Enterprise value 10 billion, revenue 4.5 billion thereabouts. Keep that number in your mind, that $4.5 billion per annum revenue number. Just we'll compare that to the market size in a few moments. This is, yeah, as we said, a big box US retailer. We've put a chart or just a little picture on this slide so you can, get a sense of what it looks like inside one of these stores. They're massive stores, typically like 90 meters by 90 meters average size for those who are on the metric system. Um, they sell laminate, they sell vinyl, tile, wood, stone flooring, those sorts of things. Massive number of SKUs per store, about 4,400. This company was founded in 2000s, 25 years old. It's quite amazing, actually. This is a business that, it really feels like it's in its early stages of growth, but it's been 25 years in the making. And the chief executive officer is a guy called Tom Taylor, who's very experienced, has been in the industry for, more than 40 years, which we'll come back to him in a moment. So let me start by giving just a brief summary of our investment thesis, and then we'll dig into specific sections in a little bit more detail over the coming slides. So starting on the top left-hand side, so, we see a really big opportunity in the United States for hard surface flooring. The market today is about 40 billion US dollars per annum. So again, compare that to the 4.5 billion thereabouts of revenue for Floor and Decor today. So it's a big market, but what's more important than the market being big relative to Floor and Decor's size is it's important to understand that this market is absolutely at a cyclical low right now. And so just keep that in mind. We think that there's a ton of pent-up demand. So you've got, and we'll talk about this in a moment, but you've got, a deep cyclical trough today. At some point, we will come out of that, and then there's a lot of sort of catch-up demand to be had over time as well. So that's point one. Point two, top right-hand side, we really believe that one of the most special attributes of Floor and Decor's business model is the way it sells. It has a real flywheel business model. By specializing in hard surface flooring, it's really able to build scale and bargaining power with suppliers. It buys directly from suppliers. It doesn't go through middlemen. It's able to get lower costs. It then chooses to share those lower costs with customers through better prices. It drives a better customer experience, greater adoption. That drives further scale and so on. And so we see a long-term horizon of growth, like really reliable growth over a very long period of time, and we think that that's underappreciated by the market today. The bottom left-hand chart, you can see, look, it's a growing market position. This is just the number of stores in the US. Floor and Decor is the only player in the space that's growing market share. All the others are, well, only Home Depot is holding its share. Lowe's is declining a little bit, and then there's a ton of independents who are all just getting I don't know, wiped out is sort of the polite way of saying it, and are really donating share to Floor and Decor. So we think that this growing market position is evidence of its flywheel in action. And then, of course, bottom right-hand side, the best-in-class leadership. So we really believe that this Chief Executive Officer, Tom Taylor, really is the best in the business. He started out at Home Depot in 1983. By 2006, he was running merchandising and marketing for all of Home Depot's like more than 2,000 stores. Uh, and he's been at Floor and Decor for, going on 13 years. So great experience there.